Hello, I'm Steve Shaw, National Coordinator of Football Officials and Secretary Rules Editor for the NCAA. And today we're continuing our series of media videos for 2025, and we're going to be focused on game action from Week 4. Now, before we get into our plays, a quick report out on extra periods for this season. So far, we've had 9 overtime games in FBS, so roughly 3% of our games go into extra periods. And of those games, 6 of the 9 have been decided in 1 overtime period. The balance 3 have been decided in 2 overtimes. We've not gotten to a 3rd extra period. But remember, if we do get to a 3rd extra period, each team's possession series is a 1-play, 2-point try from the 3-yard line, and we continue that process until we have a winner. So with that, let's get on into our video.
Our first play this week, the quarterback is flushed out of the pocket, throws downfield toward the pylon. The receiver grabs the ball, but the ruling on the field by the side judge is incomplete, out of bounds. Now, our first replay from the end zone, it's very tight. It looks like that left foot may be out of bounds, but there's certainly nothing to overturn the call here to put the receiver back in bounds. TV's going to run through all their replays. We call it empty in the bucket, but there's nothing definitive for an overturn. And they eventually blow up the foot from the end zone angle, but still nothing to overturn the call. Now, fans in the stadium react to a replay on the video board, and the coach even calls timeout in reaction to this, thinking the receiver might be in bounds. And as we look at the replay officials monitor, TV has 9 cameras, and none of these views, including a near side handheld, has anything clear and obvious. So replay, after their review, they don't even stop the game here. And as we look at one final replay, we see that there is a handheld camera operator in a home team purple jacket, and he has a great view. And this camera view is what was sent to the video board, getting reaction in the stadium. Now, I was sent a still shot of this replay, and this looks like the foot might be in bounds, but 2 points. Number one, replay only has what is sent from the broadcast partner, and that's all they have for a decision, and they can't look at the replay board. And number 2, we never officiate from a still shot. You can't tell when possession is gained. All still shots look like there's firm control. And the foot, is it going up? Is it coming down? Is it still moving? So replay works with what they have, and there's not enough here to even stop the game. Play 2 is going to be a 2-play vignette highlighting our coach-to-player rules for communications. Now, this is the 2nd year for FBS to use coach-to-player communications and the 1st year for FCS. And let's review a couple of the rules around coach-to-player communications. Remember that when the play clock reaches 15 seconds, the system is turned off, and it remains off until the end of the play. And we can see the equipment here. It's in camera view, and the pole has a light, and this light comes on, and it indicates that the system is off. So you can see that when the play clock reaches 15 seconds here, the light comes on, so the system is off, and it remains off throughout the down. Now, our second play, and the rule also states that if the snap occurs before we get to 15 seconds on the play clock, then the system is shut off at the snap. And again, here it goes off at the snap and stays off throughout the down. The coach-to-player communications capability has quickly established as an innate component in our game, and it's been working well. Play 3 is going to involve line of scrimmage action. Now we see there's a man in motion across the formation. The defensive left tackle, he's going to jump into the neutral zone without contact. And before the snap, the offensive left tackle on the other side of the line is going to jump. Now the crew gets together to discuss the action, and we get a very good announcement from our referee.
Call start. Offense number 57. The defender that was in the neutral zone did not threaten number 57. Therefore, it's a false start. 3rd down.
So let's talk about the defense. If they jump in the neutral zone and there's contact, then we shut the play down and it's offside on the defense. If they're in the neutral zone at the snap without contact, it's a live ball foul for offside. But if the defense jumps in the neutral zone, and if an offensive lineman immediately reacts when threatened, it's a foul on the defense. But by rule, a defender may threaten up to 3 linemen. If they're head up an offensive lineman, that lineman and the 2 adjacent linemen are considered threatened. If the defender jumps in a gap between offensive linemen, as we see here, then only, in this situation, number 50 and 65 would be threatened. And the action on the other end of the offensive line by number 57, since he was not threatened, it's a false start. Play 4 is another two-play vignette, this involving the kickoff. Now, our first play is the opening kickoff of the game, and as we see the kicker, he approaches the ball at the last moment. The ball's going to fall from the tee, but he's able to kick the ball down the field. But the crew is going to shut the play down. Now, by rule, if the ball, for any reason, falls from the tee, the officials do shut the play down. It's a dead ball, and the kicking team will reset and re-kick. And our guideline as officials is if the ball falls from the tee twice, then the kicking team must provide a holder for the kick. Now, our second play, we see something very unusual on a kickoff here. The team is using a drop kick to put the ball in play. So on kickoffs that start a half or they follow a touchdown or a field goal, the kick may be a place kick or a drop kick, as we saw here, and a free kick following a safety. The kickoff can still be a place kick or a drop kick, but we have an added option of a punt. Play 5 is 4th down, and we're going to get a rugby-style punt. And just after the kick is away, the kicker is hit by a defender, and the center judge is going to throw a flag. Now, we're going to get an announcement by our referee.
There is no foul for running into the kicker. The kicker was outside the tackle box. So the result of the play is a first down.
By rule, and as we can see from the end zone angle, if the kicker is outside the normal tackle box, and he is here, we cannot have a foul for roughing or running into the kicker. So this was a good pickup of the flag. Now, it's not open season on punters outside the tackle box. You can't just go personal foul and blow up the kicker, but if you're trying to block the kick and there is contact, it is no foul. Our last play this week involves targeting. Now, the offense, they throw a quick slant across the middle, and there's a big hit by the safety, number 10. And our side judge, he's going to get a flag down for targeting, and as we know, all targeting fouls are reviewed by replay. And as we go back and take a look at this, and remember, we must confirm all aspects of targeting to uphold the call on the field. Now, we clearly have a defenseless receiver, so that's one of the components. Number 10 attacks and leads with the head, so we have an indicator. And then there's forcible contact to the defenseless player's head, so the targeting foul can be upheld, and number 10 is disqualified. Now, there was some discussion, what about the shoulder involvement here? But with this attack and the forcible contact to the head of a defenseless receiver, this is a correct call for targeting. Well, that's it for our plays. Some unusual situations presented this week, and it illustrates that our game, NCAA football, is a dynamic game that requires full concentration always. Best of luck.